Hey everybody, Shav Nobody Else's Auto. Got some more super cool new inventory to share with you tonight. Didn't have one of these in stock, not in a two-door. I have a four-door, but not a two-door. This is a pretty unique old car. 1963 Mercury Monterey two-door sedan. So really a different car. And in its day, this thing would have been super sharp. Red, white top, stainless trim around the windows. This did have the kind of the slanted back window that rolled down. These were a really unique car, and a car that they really don't get the credit they deserve today for as unique as they were. But let's take a look at this thing. It has been sitting for a long time. It has this very unique peaked molding down the side of it. Really shows off that body line. Now, like I said, this car's been sitting a long time. We can obviously see some rust in the quarter panel. It's been sitting back in some trees for a really long time. We can see on the roof how the trees basically wore the paint off as the wind blew the trees back and forth, literally wore the paint right off the roof in the pattern of the branches as they rubbed against the paint of this old Mercury. But one of the most unique traits about this is we get around here towards the back of the cars, we can see this back window, how it cuts in like that. It has this C-pillar trim on it, the big wide shields here with the Mercury emblem on them, and then that really unique slanted back window that you could roll down on these cars. So really different. And like I said, a very unique styling feature that was unique to the Mercury that you really didn't see, and they really never have gotten the credit they deserve for as neat as they were. Around the back of this old Monterey, we can see this car is pretty complete back here as well. Whammoed a little bit in the trunk, but the emblems here, the taillights are here, the trims here, the bumpers here. A lot of really good pieces left on this old Mercury. And as we get back here, we can kind of stand back here and look at that back window and get a better look at the whole rear deck of this car with that back window in it. So like I said, she's a little rough around the edges, but still a pretty unique old car. We'll come back around the front. Once again, the old car is pretty much intact, even under the hood. It's got a really sharp grille in it. Let's take a look under here. And once again, pretty much intact. Just an old car that was parked years ago back in the trees, and that's how I found it. We can even see around here on the back edge of the hood where all this old debris has piled up over the years, all these branches and things like that. So at least it's out of the trees now. This stuff can start hopefully rinsing itself out, blowing away, and hopefully preserve a little bit more of that. But here again, we get another good look at this roof where these branches just literally just wore the paint completely off of this thing. Inside, this old car is still pretty much intact as well. We see the door handle is missing on this side. They've got a bungee cord, and this is actually how I found it. There's a bungee cord holding the door on this Mercury. And inside, it is pretty much here. The horn button's missing, but the dash is still all in it. 4 cool pods there showing your gauges. Radio, all the dash trim. The seats are here. They're again just weathered and aged. But for the most part, the car's here and intact. So definitely something a little bit different, something we don't always see. The 1963 Mercury Monterey in a two-door post, no less. So definitely a different car, definitely kind of a cool car. And even though this one's a little bit rough around the edges, like I said, we saw the rust in the quarter panels and things like that. For the most part, this car is still here. There's a ton of good pieces on this car to help save some other ones. Even got the original valve covers. Check this out, with the Mercury stamped right into the valve covers. All kinds of unique features about these cars. And like I said, they really just don't get their due for as cool as they really were. So if there's anything off this old Mercury that may help you with your project, just give me a shout, 620-786-4428. That number is in the description part of this video. We've got 2,000 cars and trucks here on the ground at Nobody Else's Auto. So if there's anything you're working on or anything you're looking for a project, just give me a quick phone call. Having that short conversation about your project, year, make, model, body style, parts you need, or what you're looking for a project. I need as much of that information as I can from you to see if I've got something here to help. That's why texts and emails, none of that ever works. That's why having that short conversation is really the only way to do it. So Please give me a shout if you got any questions. If you like old cars, like old trucks, be sure to check out the channel, Nobody Show. Definitely click that subscribe button and definitely click that notification button as well. We do a lot of cool live stuff on here. You don't want to miss any of that either. So click that notification button. We can tell by the amount of viewers we get that we only have a small fraction of them clicking that subscribe button. So please hit that as well so you can keep up with what's going on. New cars and trucks coming in almost every week. And I've got a ton of them here that we haven't even shared with you yet that have just recently hit the ground over the last month or so. So stay tuned. We got a lot more cool stuff coming up. Hope you enjoyed the old 63 Mercury. It's a super unique car. I was glad to add it to inventory. Stay tuned. We got a lot more cool stuff coming up. Hope you check out those videos as well.